before you know it, you've got all kinds of trouble. It's like saying, a Catholic should not marry a Mormon.
Yeah.
Well, no.
All right?
Well,
that shit ain't
no.
going to work out when you have kids.
Hell no.
And, interracial marriages. I see lots of interracial couples now, especially black guys and white girls. All right?
Yeah.
I'm against it.
Really?
I'm against interracial relationships. With an exception.
When you realize, oh shit, I'm in love. For example, I'm looking at you hiding behind your mask, and I'm having the opposite of that moment. You might be pretty good looking if you didn't cover yourself in blue makeup.
It's not makeup.
You're naturally blue.
That's right.
I thought Dr. Manhattan glows.
I could if I wanted to, but it would attract too much attention.
Come on. Nobody in here is gonna notice. Just glow a little bit.
For those listening, especially white women, I want you to remember two things. First is that these are not isolated or new events. Although I picked cases that are within the last 100 years, this does not mean that they did not happen earlier. As I mentioned before, lynch mobs existed during the times of slavery. Black men were being castrated during the times of Jim Crow. I also do not want the limited amount of cases discussed to let you believe that they are rare occurrences. The cases I chose are well-known cases, but not even the extent of those. Other cases that could have been included is that of Emmett Till or Amanda Knox, other high-profile, well-known cases. But for every case we know and can and should discuss, there are those that were never reported or are lost to history. But it is our job to remember, which leads me to my second point, to remember. This has been going on long enough. Things need to change. People need to change. And most importantly, the system needs to change. None of which can happen without white people doing something. White people need to start holding each other accountable. It is not enough to just be aware of what is happening, but we must do more. It is up to you to figure out what you can do and how much you are willing to put into it. Listening to this presentation is a step in the right direction. So thank you for your time and attention.
Rose.
I don't know where they are.
Rose? Rose! Rose, give me those keys! Rose, give me those keys. Rose, now! Now, the keys! Oh, be careful, bro.
What the fuck?
I didn't do anything.
What the fuck is going on?
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
She's not experienced, but she knows how to present herself. Pretty assistant is the most effective form of misdirection.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for my final trick.
Trick. Trick. It's a trick. We've been tricked. It's a trick. We've been tricked. Tricked into thinking we need that, we need this. Tricked into thinking since we rap, we get rich. Trick. My nigga, it's a trick. It's a trick. We've been tricked into thinking that the art is a pie to be split. My nigga, that's a farce, it's a lie, we've been tricked. If you can name a record label guy taking risks, then I can name a misdirected guy that's been tricked. This is why I don't fuck with them. Only thing they taking is your publishing. Watch you make mistakes in the court.
I don't have that skill set, you know what I mean? So it bothers me when I hear people talk badly about Mexicans. Are there Mexicans that come up here from Mexico that are criminals? Yes. There are criminals from the United States that go to Mexico. So it bothers me when I hear, and it bothers me when I hear things about black people. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of a history buff, right? you guys have all heard about Helter Skelter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charles Manson.
Yep.
Did you know that Charles Manson had his followers, after they killed everybody, leave evidence at the scene to make it look like the Black Panthers did it, including watermelon rinds.
Wow.
Now think about the racism there.
Yeah.
He's trying to start a race war.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He wanted a race war.
Yeah.
So I look at that and say, okay, so there are people who walk around believing that all black people eat watermelon.
I've seen that movie, The Heat.
Oh yeah, where she
puts
watermelon in it.
She's like, you're racist. She's like, no, I'm not. She's like, at least half the dudes I have sex with are black.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
And then and I guess she was trying to throw something at him because he kept running. He was out running her because she was like your size. She was like trying to run. She was like, fuck this, and she just tried to run.
Watermelon.
No, she tried to she just grabbed these things she could
everything.
find, and there was like a stand where there was water. She's like, fuck it. She grabbed it and threw.
And he's like,
And he's like, what's she throwing me? She's like, watermelon. So she told you you're racist.
No, he looks
She's
back.
like, no,
This
it's
is
just
watermelon.
there.
He's like, oh, I know you're a racist.
Well, I don't know if you like watermelon, but I would bet you that I could out-eat you in watermelon.
I'm pretty sure you could.
I love it. I mean, we could go to a Chinese buffet. You might be able to out-eat me, but when it comes to watermelon, two things that I've never met anybody who can beat me on. I can eat a whole freaking watermelon as long as I have a break to go pee.
Okay.
I love watermelon if it's sweet, especially seedless.
Yeah.
But that only means that deep down I'm a brother.
You got part back.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did my genealogy when I was a youngster, and I found out my people were very promiscuous. Because I got on the white side, I got Irish, Scottish, Welsh, English, French, and then I got a little Mexican, I got a little Native American, I got a little African American. My people did not care, man. They were out to just lay pipe. Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, and my grandpa's like, boy, we had a lot of sluts in our family.
Well.
But it's like, how can anybody be racist? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
You're Sicilian, huh?
Sicilian.
I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, that they changed the whole bloodline forever. That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. It's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
I know this guy.
No. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great-great-great-grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half-naked kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant.
No! Hey. You're a cantaloupe. Beautiful.
Person, you should get your comeuppance for being a good person.
Yeah.
And if you're not, it shouldn't be based upon anything.
I've met good people from all races.
Right.
People from all races have helped me. I can't
Can't
generalize one person's actions for everybody.
Right. But it's just, you have these experiences in life. And when you have these experiences, and, like I was invited out to Salt River, Pima, Maricopa to do sweats and sweat lodge. I used to do a lot of training for Native American providers, different reservations across the West. I have all these experiences, and I look at people who have racism and prejudice in their life, and I just look at them as being ignorant.
That's true. That's all it is.
Because, man, I feel my life is so much fuller because I've met all these people and I've had all these experiences.
Yeah. See, it's kind of like the way I live my life. I don't give a fuck you're black, white, purple, green, gay, lesbian, whatever. It comes down to respect.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's fucking respect.
But if you're
me,
purple, I'm going to giggle a little
fuck
bit.
off, yeah. But I mean, if you give me respect, I'm going to give you respect in return, That's just the way it is.
Right.
It's the dumbass, uneducated people that see, okay, well, he's black, he's Hispanic, oh, well, they're automatically going to do shit. No, that's not the way it fucking works.
Exactly. If you look at crime statistics, most crimes are not committed by people of color.
No, they're dumb white people.
Yeah.
Damn crackers.
Most crime is not.
What I can say.
And what's really strange is that, like in Arizona, the majority of crimes are committed by white people, but the majority of population in prison is black.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's how it is.
And I'll tell you how it works, okay? 2 white guys commit burglary.
Okay.
1 black guy commits burglary. All right? They all go to court.
2 white guys.
The white guys get probation, and the black guy gets prison.
Yep.
That's one of the racial biases of the criminal justice system.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. How, the 2 guys in here who are black, how do you find, truly in Maricopa County, how do you find a jury of your peers?
No such thing.
I don't know if I've ever seen 14 or 15 black people together in one spot at the same time, except at Mrs. White's restaurant or a church. That's it.
Damn.
So, I mean, there's an unfair bias. I mean, I'm only speaking the truth, man. It's an unfair bias.
Yeah.
But these biases dictate how we behave.
Yes.
So we get into like intimate relationships, right? And we hook up with this girl. She got a fine booty, all right? She got a rack to send the A-ball into the corner pocket. You know what I'm talking about? And you hook up, right? But then you find out that she ain't nothing like you at all. She ain't nothing like you. You want kids, she don't.
Yep.
You like to stay home and rest on the weekends, do your household chores. She wants to party. You find out all these things about her. But your dick is like, I want her. And your brain's like, man, this chick's making me crazy. But your dick's like, I said,
But there's no
I
blood in the
want
brain, it's all
her.
in the dick.
Exactly. So what ends up happening is she walks in one day tells you she's tired, she could go in and take a shower. So she's in taking a shower. You've just about had it. You're ready to call it quits. You know this ain't gonna work. But you gotta piss. So you run in and take a piss, and you see that silhouette of her in the shower. So you pull back that blind just to that drape just a little bit to take a look, and your dick says, "See, I told you, I want her." And before you know it, you've got all kinds of trouble. It's like saying, a Catholic should not marry a Mormon.
Yeah.
Well, no.
All right?
Well,
that shit ain't
no.
going to work out when you have kids.
Hell no.
And, interracial marriages. I see lots of interracial couples now, especially black guys and white girls. All right?
Yeah.
I'm against it.
Really?
I'm against interracial relationships. With an exception. If your ass is grown up enough and her ass is grown up enough to really understand what you're going to have to face,
Right.
then go for it. You love each other, go for it.
Yeah.
But what I see all too often is that a little white girl gets fascinated with a handsome black man, because let's face it, black don't crack. You be looking good until you're 95 years old.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. I'll say that one.
And she gets fascinated with you, and she's heard the rumor about how big black men's dicks are and all that. She wants to take this thing for a ride, okay? What she doesn't understand is that no matter how much in love she is with you, and no matter how dedicated or loyal she might be to you and you to her, you're going to have people who are going to make comments, who are going to be rude. You're going to have people in your own families who don't like that other person because they're white or because they're black. There's going to be those things.
See, I can agree with that because, like, my ex-girlfriend, she was white. Her daughter Brianna was black. Ex-husband was black. Brianna was 10 years old. I was with the other girl for like 2 years. Cool as hell. Very respectful young black chick, but she just didn't know what was going on in the world.
Right.
She didn't understand why, it was, and don't take offense to this, when she was at Daddy's, it was okay for Daddy and his buddies to use the N-word 8 ways for sideways, but then when she speaks, it's okay, because with Mommy would yell at her, and she just did not understand. None of them had enough balls to sit down and explain to the daughter what was right and wrong, what you're going to get when you go out the door. And, they see me and her at dinner, and then there's a black kid there. People are looking at us like, what the fuck? Did we adopt her? Like, what kind of shit like that? But the dad, for example, didn't want to fucking explain it to her, and then it put Mom in a predictive, fucking area. So now they're both in counseling trying to figure out what's going on instead of just being two grown-ass fucking adults and sitting down. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit pisses me off.
Well, I've always had an issue with the word nigger.
I hate that word.
I've always had an issue with it. And one night I was doing a group, and I had like 4 or 5 black guys in the group, and they were all different ages. Some were young, some were older. And I asked them, I said, what is it with this word? And it was funny because the older guys had a whole different problem with it than the younger guys. The younger guys, their attitude was, it's disrespectful. If we do it with each other, it's the tone, it's the meaning, it's the intent. But the older guys said the problem they had with it wasn't that it was disrespectful as much as it was just out and out rude because of what it meant.
Yep.
Because, back in the 50s and 60s, calling somebody that meant that they were kind of the slime of the earth. That you wouldn't even drink in a water fountain after them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's
They
what
had
it
their
meant.
own water fountain. They had their own bathroom.
Right, and that's what it meant. But to the younger guys, it's just being disrespectful. It's being rude. It's like walking up to somebody, calling them an asshole. All right, with a lot more intent, a lot more punch behind it. I've always had trouble with that word because it makes no sense to me. It's like, for instance, have you heard the word speck?
Yes.
What is a speck? or wetback?
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder, it's just like being a cracker or whitey. All right? It's just like, who thinks of this?
Or like, what's a peckerwood? Explain this one.
You know what? Did you ever, you're pretty young, but when I was a kid, there was a wonderful cartoon on called Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I remember that. But I mean, in like the prison system and
Yeah,
everything.
Peckerwoods. Yeah.
Like why? Just because I'm white, I'm a fucking red bird?
Right.
Like what the hell?
But we have all these, all these
I don't get
beliefs
it.
and value systems, right? And we, whatever our belief and value system is, we hold on to. But what we do is we engage in relationships with people who may not have the same belief or value system. And that's where conflict occurs. So it's like, I have a sister-in-law who's got a black fiance. All right, the first thing out of her mouth when she was telling us that she had this new boyfriend and we were going to go meet him, first thing out of her mouth was, yeah, I've got this new boyfriend, he's black.
What the hell does that fucking matter?
Yeah. So,
Right? Is he a nice guy?
Right.
Does he treat you
Does he
good?
work?
Does he have a job? I mean, come on. The first thing out of her mouth. Well, I was so just annoyed by it. And my wife reminded me. My wife and her sister are from
They're good
Milwaukee.
at doing that, reminding us.
oh man.
And in Milwaukee, racism is very, very, very bad. I mean, my wife was telling me there's actually a viaduct that divides the black side of town from the white side of town.
What the
What
fuck?
the fuck is a
A
viaduct?
viaduct, it's like what we call an overpass,
Yeah. What?
and it's the
fuck?
dividing line, all right? And
Wow.
if you black and you cross the line, you're doing it on your own, at your own risk,
Yeah.
and vice versa. It's really, really bad.
Where's
Which
this at?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Which I was absolutely shocked by because Milwaukee's in the north.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was
I'm
just
like,
saying.
that's
I was
wow.
like, well, that seems weird because, I mean, when I was a teenage boy, a black friend and I, we were both military brats, we were driving through the South. And we got stopped in North Carolina on an old highway and
Yo.
beat the shit out of. And I was called a nigger lover and
Damn.
I was beaten and they
Fucking
put us in a
race traitor, all
cell.
that.
And they messed us up. And the only thing that saved us was because we didn't call in that night. Our dads got concerned. They were military. So they called the base nearest to where we should have been. They sent military police out looking for us, found the car, and went to that little town where we were in jail and found us and got us out of there before they killed us.
Wow.
So I expected, you go through the South, there's racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were places where I stopped to get gas. Like this one place, I'll never forget, there was this old black man sitting out in front of the gas station on a rocking chair, and he's smoking a pipe and just looked like the most pleasant man. And I walked up and I said hello as I walked in, and he turned his head.
Yep.
And
a ranch in
I'm like,
Tennessee.
so I walk out, and I'm like, did I offend you in some way, sir? And he turns in, he wouldn't look at me. I said, well, okay, maybe he's just got a bad attitude. So I'm out there, and the guy is pumping my gas, and he goes, what are you talking to that man for? I said, I'm just a friendly guy. He goes, you know why he's not talking to you? I said, why? Because down the road from here, somebody will jump you, run you off the road, jump you, and kill you for talking to him. He's a black man. You don't talk to us black men in the South. I'm like, why are you talking to me? Because nobody knows. I'm like, but my wife's telling me in Milwaukee, right around that dividing line, the fast food places have bulletproof cages.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's like, and they had major race riots back in the 60s. Right? And it's thick. So my sister-in-law was basically checking the water to see if there's going to be prejudice.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't give a shit as long as you're grown up enough to know.
Yeah, you respect.
You know, if you got to know, you got to know that if you're going to be in a serious relationship with somebody who's got a whole different set of values than you, or a whole different set of beliefs than you, or a whole different race and culture than you, that you're going to have issues, and you got to be able to deal with those issues, or don't start the relationship. Because it's not fair.
But I do think the big thing you said, like, I mean, I'm Catholic, and I got a good friend. I dated her years ago that's Mormon. She's got like fucking 7 kids now and single. But I could never marry her. Not because I don't think she's attractive or I love her. It's just the way the Mormon shit is versus the way the Catholic stuff is. I could never do it. I mean, it has nothing to do. That's your religion and this is mine, but it's just like, I'm not going to church 5 days a fucking week. God doesn't want to see me that much. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just could never do that. And I was thinking about that while you said that, and you're like, simple shit like that. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it can even go beyond race. It
Right.
doesn't even matter. Race can be anything.
Right. Well, like for instance, you're gonna have I use this as a silly example, but when I met my wife, I was what you might call a frugal shopper. All right. Like for instance, store brand ketchup was fine with me.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Store brand mustard, store brand mayo. You know, wherever I could save a penny, I'd save a penny, right?
Goodwill for work clothes all day long.
And yeah, and except my problem is Goodwill never carries my size.
Yeah, you have a problem there.
Yeah. I was thinking about opening up a big men's secondhand shop, you know?
You should. Oh,
Yeah,
you would make
pretty good money doing
yeah,
it.
you
I'll tell you
would.
though, I'll tell you a little secret about big men though. Like my clothes, I wear them till they wear out.
Yeah.
Yo.
Because they're so expensive. Like these shorts here, and I'm sorry for the way I'm dressed today, but
Hey,
I've been
like
having a
hot
really
outside.
bad
It's
pain
hot,
day,
dude.
right? These shorts are $45
What the fuck?
Just because of the size.
because of the
How
size.
much cotton they use.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I'll wear these things until like my jewels are starting to dangle, and then I'll get rid of them and get me another pair. But the thing is
Don't
that
wear 'em here.
these conflicts can create problems. So my wife and I were together. We move in together. She sends me to the grocery store with a shopping list: milk, butter, bread, ketchup. So I shop the way I shop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I get home and drop, I'm putting it away, and she goes, "What is this?" I said, "It's ketchup." She says, "This is not ketchup
Why is it not ketchup?
because it's not Heinz."
Who cares?
What the fuck?
I said, "You know what? Let me tell you something, honey. There ain't a nickel's worth of difference.
It's all the same.
All right,
Ingredients
it's
are
all the
You're
same. It's
paying
all
for
the
the
same."
brand name.
Pay for
All
the
right.
name.
And she's like, "No, it's not." I said, "Yes, it is. It's like toilet paper. It's all the same." "No, it's not."
It's like
"Yes,
Fruit
it
Loops.
is."
Fruit Loops is
She's
Fruit
all
Loops.
right.
Yep.
She's all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. She's, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna buy some Heinz ketchup. I'm gonna buy some of my toilet paper. All right, and I want you to do this. I want you to taste test with the
With
ketchup,
toilet paper?
and I want you to wipe your ass on both kinds of toilet paper, and let me know what you think.
Okay.
All right. So of course the first thing and the easiest thing is ketchup.
Yeah.
So I put a little squirt of Heinz on my plate, and a little squirt of this other on my plate. I get my French fry and I dip it in the other, and ketchup. Dip it in the Heinz. Holy shit, that's good. All right, so it's 30 cents more for the Heinz. So I tell her, "You're right. From now on, man, it's Heinz." And for 28 years, there's never been another ketchup in my house except for Heinz. All right? Even my kids, as they grew up and became adults, be like, "We're having a family get together. Well, I'll bring over some stuff. Make sure the ketchup is Heinz."
Sure.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes. All right? Peanut butter. Doesn't matter.
Peter Pan.
I've tried Peter Pan, I've tried Jif, I've tried the store brand. To me, it all tastes the same. But when it comes to wiping my ass, let me tell you something.
Charmin.
I don't know about you
Charmin.
guys.
Hey, sure.
For me, I'm not a real hairy dude. Okay? I'm just not. I got a full head of hair. I got a little patch under each arm. I got some around the gonads. That's about it. All right? I don't have any in my back. But for some reason, I got 4 or 5 wild hairs in the crack of my ass. Any wild hairs in the crack of your ass? You know what I'm talking about. You use that cheap ass toilet paper,
It's gonna get
wad it up, you give it one wipe, your fucking finger pops through because the hairs ripped it up. It's like, have you ever eaten at Filberto's?
Yeah.
Filberto's, I like Filberto's food, don't get me wrong, but they got the cheap ass napkins in the world.
Yes, they
All right,
do.
I got this little bit of what you call a mustache, and if I take that napkin and I wipe one time, the hairs rip it up. And it's just a little bit of hair, right? Well, that's how it is with toilet paper, right? So my wife turns me on to Charmin.
Charmin's the best.
Quilted Charmin, right? I wipe my ass, I'm like, let's give me some more. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And my fingers didn't pop through, which is just disgusting, you know?
Don't got poopy fingers.
Don't have, the poopy fingers thing, you get it under your fingernails and shit. All day long, you're like,
Ebola.
ugh, right? So there are certain things in my house that are just that way, but it created this conflict for us because I was like, but I'm saving like $2 every week.
Hey, man.
$2, big
If
deal,
your
$2.
marriage comes down
Well,
to a conflict about shit tickets, you got some problems.
yeah, but the thing is this. all those issues, all those value issues boil down to control.
Nope.
It really didn't matter about the $2. It mattered about I was saving $2. I have been doing this for a long time, and I know what the fuck I'm doing. And here you come telling me that my love seat ain't good enough, that we need a sofa, that we need prettier drapes on the windows.
No.
That that we need a dining room table that has a leaf. What?
Do they still make those?
Yeah.
Really? I haven't seen one of those in years.
I got this dining room table that it's short, and then you pull it apart and the leaf goes and pops in automatically, which is cool because I don't want to have to be going out in the garage getting a leaf and polishing it and putting it on the table like Grandpa used to do. I don't want to do that shit, right? You come in and you tell me we need all this stuff. I have lived all my life with a little dining room table that holds 2 people, right? A love seat, an end table, a double bed, and a dresser. I don't need more than that. Now all of a sudden I need a sofa, a love seat, a recliner. I need fancy drapes and blinds. I gotta change my fucking ketchup too.
A little goddamn.
What's next? Salsa? And then she really pissed me off with salsa.
Has to be the paste picante or whatever instead of the store brand.
Oh no, I wasn't buying store brand. I would always buy La Victoria.
Okay.
And La Victoria used to make this stuff called chili dip. And it was a real nice salsa for chips, you know. She's like, I want paste. Well, fine, get paste. Still getting my chili dip. Well, we can't afford both. Well, then 1 week we'll get paste and 1 week we'll get chili dip. Well, chili dip costs more. I don't care. I want my chili dip.
I don't give a shit.
Right? And then finally, you know what happened? Right in the midst of this conflict, La Victoria quit making chili dip.
Damn.
And their other salsa sucked. So guess what? Paste picante. You open my refrigerator, I got a fucking gallon of paste picante in there all the time.
Big one.
Yeah, we're talking about Costco size, okay?
Yeah, I got that too.
All right, and so I look at it and I'm like, okay, all these changes, because I've been single for so many years, all these changes. You like, anybody know what a duvet cover is? It's a freaking thing that you have your bed, right? Now for me, I have a bottom sheet, a top sheet, blanket, a pillow.
Is
I'm
that
good.
the part that goes in between the mattress?
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
hold on. Wait, what?
Does it cover
It's
the bottom?
the
like
drapey
it's the
thing.
skirt?
Yeah.
It's a drapey thing. No, it's not the skirt.
It's what?
The way my wife sees the bed is you got to have a bed skirt
What the?
over the
yeah,
box
yeah.
spring.
Okay.
Then you got to have a mattress pad over the mattress, and then the bottom sheet, right? And
What
then the
the
top sheet,
fuck?
and then a blanket,
Yeah.
and then you have a duvet cover, which is
Oh,
a thin
God.
piece of material
Yep.
that you fold up on the foot of the bed.
Oh,
Yup.
yeah.
All right, that serves
Wow.
no purpose
No purpose.
whatsoever, and we have to have decorative pillows
Just
on the
like
bed.
100 pillows. I was just about to say that.
All right,
Hell
I'm like, hell to the no.
no. No.
Right?
No.
Women, man. That's how most
But-
women are, man.
But you know what?
They better not do
The
this.
bottom line is,
Fuck
that shit really don't fucking matter.
No,
You
it
get all
doesn't.
caught up in the control of it,
That's it.
but it really doesn't matter
Ego.
when you let it go. Because you know what? Here's the deal. I go to bed at night.
All
I
of it
just
comes
knock off the pillows and get in bed.
That's what I
It don't
do.
matter to me.
I just have one pillow. I got the body pillow.
Oh, so you can pretend it's a girl and.
And you fucking two.
Oh, you got 2 girls?
I got the body pillow.
Dude, some shit you just need to leave to yourself, bro.
You be doing menage a trois all night.
No, it does bring the girls around though. They actually
Yeah.
come and love
I
it.
bought a
love
body
body
pillow
pillows,
for
yeah.
my pregnant girlfriend. It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they are.
Like it's
They're
not the leg
comfortable.
pillow.
But see, you
Put
said
3 of those leg
girlfriend in
pillows
that, so
together.
you're good.
Yeah.
So you
It wasn't
freed
for me. It
yourself
was
on
for
that
her.
one.
It was for her.
Not that you don't borrow it, but.
Nah, it's long gone. No.
He's like, no, I'm just gonna let that one go. I ain't gonna say shit on that.
So we get in all these conflicts over control things, and if you have one stubborn person dealing with another stubborn person, all you're going to have is conflict.
Yes,
Now here's
sir.
the interesting thing about conflict.
It gets fucking nowhere.
It gets nowhere, but women handle conflict different than men. Okay? Women handle conflict like this. John,
I'm sorry, it's
John,
yeah.
if you're going to be late coming home from work,
Oh shit.
You need to call me so that I don't worry.
Yeah, bro.
Okay?
You gotta
The next
protect that
time,
boob.
the
You gotta
next
protect that
time you
boo-boo.
come and you say, I'm sorry, you know what, it was inconsiderate of me, I won't do it again. The next time you're late from work, she says, didn't you fucking listen to me last time?
Yeah.
Right? She goes from 0 to 60 in like 3.2 seconds. Okay?
Yeah.
Because now not only are you disrespecting her by making her worry about you, but you obviously don't give a shit about what she says. So now that one problem becomes two problems.
Yep.
All right?
And just escalates from there.
Men, we don't handle shit that way.
And don't ever fucking leave your phone at home on accident.
Oh hell no.
Oh, fuck that.
They go through shit like
She'll
nothing.
figure out.
You know
She'll like fucking
Oh.
YouTube how to like jailbreak it and shit.
No, she don't know how to-
Like,
I got, you know what? I got a better policy. Don't never have nothing in your phone or your wallet that you can't show to your wife.
I can't
I
show
don't,
that.
too, yeah.
Hit the delete
I
history.
got nothing to hide.
So I'm just like, you know what? There's my wife's like, you're on your phone an awful lot. Yes, I am. You want to see it? Who are you talking to? Your girlfriend? Nope, you're my only girlfriend. You want to see it? I got nothing to hide. Because you know what? If you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, right.
Now, the way men handle conflict is this.
I just sat on the
I
person
told
later.
you that when you are late coming home, I worry. And I asked you to please call me and let me know. I even bought you a cell phone so that you can do that. Why is it you can't use your cell phone? Why is it that after everything, you see, we get into this whole thing about lecturing them, right? And then they don't like to be lectured. I'm a grown-ass woman, don't be talking to me that way.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you something. I fucking pay the bills in this house. I pay the fucking cell phone bill. You need to use your fucking cell phone. All right, and then all of a sudden we're in this conflict, and before you know it, it escalates. And as it escalates, it gets more dirty.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so instead of, I'm really mad at you, you fucking piece of shit. And then you're like, you bitch, don't talk to me that way. Who the fuck do you think you are? And then she, fuck you. You got a little dick. A little dick. You got a big old gapping pussy.
Well, then.
It gets nasty.
Wow, y'all took that shit far.
Right?
That shit, that's
It gets
great.
nasty. And then before you know it,
That's PG right there.
exactly. Before you know it, you are so angry that you quit thinking.
Oh yeah.
And you can't hear another word. And you say something like this to her. Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear another word out of you. Just shut the fuck up. She's like, oh, really? You don't want to hear another word from me? Blah, 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 blah. Right? And before you know it, you're like, boom, get away from me. Leave me alone. And now she knows. It's getting under your skin. So you walk in the other room, she follows you. Right? And then she might even say something like this. You want to hit me, don't you, son of a bitch? Go ahead.
Oh my
Hit me.
God.
You know you want to. So after you hear that a few times, you go, fuck it. Bam! And then she's like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did
You
that.
get so
So you,
shocked about
bam, shut up.
Damn.
And in just a split second of time, you become a domestic violence offender.
And the most fucked up thing is like when they keep saying like, oh, hit me, and they start hitting you, and they're like, oh, you're not gonna hit me, and also you hit them once, and they all get scared. It's like, oh, you actually hit me. It's like, bitch, you asked for it. Like,
And you hit me
you
4
started
Yeah,
having
that's a
time,
good
like,
defense
shit.
to have in court.
Yeah.
Bitch, you asked for
Yeah,
it.
bitch, you asked for it.
That's gonna stand up.
That, it doesn't stand up too well. But you know what? Here's the interesting
I wish
thing.
it would sometimes.
Everybody in this room was granted the gift of 2 legs.
Free will.
And you use that free will to motivate your 2 legs to walk the hell out of the room.
Yes, sir.
All right? And if you got a woman who's chasing you around, still mouthing off at you,
Leave.
go into your room. If you try to leave, she won't let you. Go into your room.
Or she breaks down
All right?
the door.
Don't lock the door. If she wants to come in, it's her room too. Let her come in. All right? She keeps going. You just walk into the bathroom, take off your clothes, and jump in the shower.
I just hop my horse and go.
So now you're in the shower, right? She mad at you. She don't want nothing to do with you in the shower. But you in the shower doing the soap on the rope deal, you know what I mean? Everything's good. Right? And she keeps on. And you just open that curtain and you say, baby, that only turns me on.
That's gonna.
She's just looking
that's
for a
gonna-
reaction.
Such a mind fuck. You'd be like, what?
What'll happen
Mind
once you're in the
fucked
shower a
up.
while, she'll just give up.
Well, that's the goal.
All right? Because remember this. You cannot argue with somebody who doesn't argue back.
This is true.
So the trick to always remember this, like I always tell my wife, it pisses her off. I don't argue.
Cannot argue with somebody.
And the reason I don't argue is because I'm always right. Okay? And if I believe that I'm right, and you believe that you're right, we're going to have an argument, right?
Yep.
So here's what I think. I'm always right, and you're always right. So say what's on your mind. Maybe I'll learn something. I'll tell you what's on my mind, and we move on. We don't need to argue about it. We just are different people with different opinions. That's all. So I refuse to argue. Because it don't get you nowhere except to a fist fight.
Yep.
Which always gets the popo called.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is, don't raise your voice.
Gets the popo call too.
Roberto's head.
Punch the wall.
Hey, Roberto, you're an incredibly handsome man. You know
Thank
that?
you very much.
You're
Tyler.
welcome.
Thank you. I'll vote on that.
I thought you were hiding from somebody.
All right, never raise your voice. And here's why. Because as soon as you raise your voice, it's a sign to stimulate your endorphins to go into fight or flight. So don't raise your voice. You handle it like this, John. I've asked you 3 times to call me anytime you're running late because I worry about you. Now I'm really pissed at you.
Started classes again.
So please,
Oh,
don't do this again.
No.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right, here's your homework assignment. 4-page essay
Fuck that.
Fuck that shit.
on fuck it. Since y'all like that word so much, I want you to write me 4 pages on fuck it.
Can I type 4 pages of fuck it?
Fuck it.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, boss.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
Take care, huh?
All right.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house. How you find me? I'm TS motherfucking A. We handle shit. That's what we do. Consider this situation fucking handle.